And without further ado, let's go ahead, guys, and jump right in. So today we're going to focus on 7 things that every great Facebook contest needs. And I'll also show you why yours will fail if you don't have all 7. So what that means is in the next 30 minutes, you'll learn these 3 very specific things. First, and we're going to talk about the 5 things that your Facebook contest must have in order to strategically attract your ideal fans. Second, Drew Weems, we're going to focus on executing and launching your campaign without having to hire a developer or pay a designer. And Divine, the last thing we're going to focus on are 2 easy ways to promote your campaign that will work for any industry. So that's our focus today. And I'll give you a little bit of a hint visually about what that means. On this screen, you see a contest that we've launched that highlights the 7 areas we just talked about, okay? Or remember, the 5 things the Facebook contest needs and the 2 ways to promote. So first, an enticing and relevant prize, which you can see here, and we'll go over this in detail in a second. Number 2, getting the entry method right. A lot of people mess this up. Number 3, leveraging social proof, even if you have less than 100 fans. Number 4, leveraging a scarcity tactic to drive urgency and higher conversions. That means more people opt in, you get more likes, and you are a happier social marketer as a result. Number 5, I'll show you guys how to build in virality without having to do complicated math equations or hiring developers to code it for you. And then we'll focus on the 2 ways to promote that contest, leveraging fine print that people often miss and it ends them up in legal trouble. You won't want to miss that. And lastly, we'll talk about the most efficient way to promote the contest to your audience to drive free traffic. Now, I want to say this real quick. At the end of the webinar, we're going to have a full question and answer session for any of you guys that have questions. And additionally, there's a very cool bonus that we've never offered before and we won't offer again at the end of the webinar. So you won't want to miss that. So with all of that being said, let me move forward here. And one thing, Divine, when I just talked to her before the webinar started, she says, I already love this engagement before the webinar's even started. I've been on a lot of webinars, and I'm sure you guys have as well. And I'm just like you. I watch the webinar, and I never take action, and I miss out. Let me just tell you real quick. Heyo has worked with over 100,000 contests and campaigns on Facebook since we've launched. And we're basically taking all the information we've learned from watching which of those campaigns convert the highest in different industries and compacted it into the 30 minutes you're about to see. So imagine 2.5 years of learning, I've filtered it, and I'm going to give you only the stuff you need in the next 30 minutes. But guess what? It won't work if you don't take action. So we're going to incentivize all of you guys to take action along with me. And this is free action. This isn't something we're selling. It's free action. But here are the bonuses you'll get if you take action with me and actually build the contest as I'm sharing it with you. You're first going to get 10 ideas that you can use as incentives to drive your campaign success. And these ideas will all cost you less than 10 bucks, right? It's things like t-shirts, stickers, and some other ones that will surprise you. Second, if you take action with me on the webinar today, I'll give you an explanation and the mathematical formula to calculate something called the viral coefficient, which is the critical mechanism behind driving success with Facebook contests. And I'll include an Excel spreadsheet that's fairly complicated, but will really, really inspire you to make the numbers work. And lastly, I'll show you a live example of a campaign that drove over 10,000 unique clicks free. And I'll give you a hint. This won't be, and it's not, what you're expecting. So before I go forward, guys, and we jump into the content full-fledged, let me just check quickly. Is everybody with me? Can you hear me clearly, and can you see me? Just give me a big ol' yes on Twitter, Facebook, or GoToWebinar if you can hear me, see me, all your distractions are put away, and you're ready to go. let's see here. Again, I see a bunch of you guys all checking in, which is great. And I'll be checking up on these different outlets just to get your feedback to make sure everyone is good to go, okay? So let's see if there's people saying yes. Okay, but Twerk said yes. People are saying yes via GoToWebinar. So it looks like we've got everything set up properly, and you guys can hear me clearly, and we're good to go. So let's jump in. The first thing that you want to do is follow me to heyo.com/webinar. Now, go here now. This is for your eyes only. And I'm going to do this along with you. So I'm going to type in heyo.com/webinar on the computer next to me. And once you get there, you will see this screen, okay? Now, this doesn't require a credit card or anything like that. Again, we're going into the back end so you can follow along with these strategies I'm about to teach you. So put in your full name. Again, so if your name is Ann Pelgrims, you put Ann space Pelgrims, your first and last name in the first spot, then your email, and then make up a password for yourself, and then click the big orange sign up, it's free button. Okay, and you guys stop me if I'm moving too fast. In fact, Ann, I'm going to unmute you if that's okay, so you can slow me down if I'm going too fast. Are you following along okay? Ann Pelgrims, are you with me? All right, good. And Ann, I've got you unmuted, so you can talk to me, okay?
Sorry.
No. But are you good? Am I going too fast?
No, not at all.
Perfect. Okay. Once you've done that, you'll then see this screen. Okay? All right, so everyone should still be with me. You'll then see a screen that says Get Started by choosing your template. Now, this is really, really critical. Okay, so watch my screen here. You want to click Premium Templates over here on the right. Okay, click Premium Templates, and then select the Group Deal Premium Template, and you should then see this. Okay, Ann, are you following along okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'll let everybody do that. Okay. And I don't want to go too fast. So again, I won't move forward. Is everyone with me? You should have this on your screen right now. Okay, it should look something like this. Now, I don't want to move forward if there's folks stuck. So tell me if you're with me either at heyo.com or tweet to us at heyo with hashtag FBcontest. Is everyone with me okay? And Ann, you are representing all of, there's about 105 folks on right now. So you're the voice of everyone listening. You have to slow me down if I go too fast, okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. So everyone is with me. That's great. Let's move forward. So first things first, okay? We've got on our screen, and actually I'm going to bring this up so I can go with you. Again, this is what all of you just did. You went to heyo.com/webinar. And over here on the right, you put in your first and last name, an email address, whoops, and a password. Okay, and you picked a template, all right, by going to Premium Templates over here on the right. And again, while that's loading, I want to thank, it looks like Eric Unger and Jacqueline Malloy. I see you guys saying yes on Twitter, so that's great. But we'll click Premium Templates. And you guys selected and said, yes, I'm sure, for the group deal template. So this is what you should see. All right, so think of this like the skeleton. This is the start of setting up a really effective Facebook contest. So we're going to dive now into the 7 pieces we just talked about. And the first starts with this, which you can see on my screen. It starts with this right here. Okay, now this is an enticing and relevant prize. So I just clicked it, okay? Let's talk about what it means to have an enticing and relevant prize. A lot of people get stuck here, right? They put up an incentive that doesn't match their customer base or their industry. So you need to ask yourself, what do your fans crave? It might be free products, coupon codes, consultations, or the opportunity to be featured. And you want to focus on something that's relevant to your audience. Okay, think about geography, hobbies, and industry. An example of this might be a cupcake shop in Green Bay. Okay, instead of giving away, say, a cupcake, maybe think about giving away a Green Bay Packers featured cupcake, right? Or Green Bay Packer tickets. So you want to make it relevant. Now, a lot of people get stuck here. So what I'll ask you guys to do is tell me real quick, okay, via Twitter, Facebook, or GoToMeeting, what industry are you guys in? What industry are you guys in? So you might say, so Torque would say, I'm in robotics. Jacqueline might say, I'm an internet marketer. But tell me real quick, what industry are you guys in so I can give you some examples of enticing and relevant prizes? And I'm going to refresh Twitter here to see what you guys are saying. Okay, so I'm seeing real estate, robotics, recreation and higher education. We have admissions office. Let me refresh again. Okay, nonprofit. I see Meg Brennan said nonprofit. University of Arkansas said education, which is great. Okay, perfect. So education or anything that's online internet marketing, all that kind of stuff. Let's say it's the online education one. Your prize or incentive might be a free virtual tour of campus, right? And you give them a unique link to that virtual tour. If you have a restaurant, right, or a real estate location, or in Jacqueline Malloy's case, she's an inner marketer and independent distributor of a wellness product line. So your incentive might be then a 9-page PDF on wellness product. So let's get this, and again, let's get this set up because it's really important you guys actually do this as we talk about it. So focus your eyes back on my screen for a second. Okay, focus your eyes back on my screen, and I'll wait for you guys to do that. Right now, only about 50% of you are looking at my screen. So look back here at my webinar screen. All right, there we go. Now the majority of you guys are. Here's how you get your incentive set up. I obviously don't want a milkshake. In fact, for the purposes of this webinar, my business is Latka's Lattes. It's a coffee shop. So I'm going to get a picture. I want to give away a half-price coffee. So I'll click this image, and over here on the right, okay, over here on the right, and I'm going to make the resolution a bit bigger here. Over on the right, I can either put in a link to the image I want to use here, or I can upload one from my desktop. And the recommended size is 443 by 581. So the way that I would do that, I'm going to just go pull one from Google, and I'll just put in latte. Okay. And let's go ahead and use this one. So I'm going to right click on it, say copy image URL, and watch this. Boom. I'll paste it and it's ready to go. Or I can upload one off of my desktop. Now let me see if there's a better looking, actually like this one better. Whoops. So you guys do this. Go find an image either from your desktop or an image on Google, okay, that represents your brand, and put that in the space that I was just showing you on the page, okay? All right, and I'll stick with this one for now. And I'll click Save Changes, and there, we've got an inciting and relevant prize here, okay? Now what I want to do is get my accurate logo in here, okay? And again, I'll just click it and do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to go to, I'm going to find a random logo, whoops, of a latte company. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Actually, there's one here locally that I'll do. We'll do Next Door Bake Shop, and they also do great coffee. Okay. And we'll use, well, that's not their logo, but we'll use this one for the example, okay? So we'll copy that image URL. So again, you want to copy your logo URL or pull it off your desktop, drop it in here, and then it'll update right there. And I'll click Save Changes. And in fact, I'm going to pull one of these images from Nextdoor Bake Shop if I can. And I'm going a good speed, or am I going too fast?
You're going just right.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, so we'll keep the coffee and the Nextdoor Bake Shop logo right now. And again, guys, feel free if you have questions as we do this to either post it to Facebook, Twitter, or GoToWebinar. We've got Chris answering questions in GoToWebinar, and then we've got Alex and Wes answering questions on Twitter and Facebook. So we've got you covered. All right, we've got you covered. So now what we want to do is we've got that set up. Let's go to the second important piece of setting up your page, of your contest. So we have the enticing and relevant prize set up. Next, you need to consider the entry method. Okay, so focus back on my screen here. The entry method is critical. A lot of people, when they run a contest, they have different goals. Some, they want to get likes. Some want to drive sales. Some would prefer to collect emails. I want you guys to tell me real quick. Go ahead and type and click enter. What is your goal for the campaign or the contest you're trying to run on Facebook? Is it to capture emails, get likes, get shares? What is your goal? Tell me right now. Type it in and click enter. Okay, so I see that the Cole Cowan Insurance Agency says, I really just want to get likes. I see some other people saying, I really want to just build and collect an email list. See nonprofits saying they just want to actually drive sales or drive donations, which is great. I'm not seeing anyone posting or using Twitter. Again, feel free to tweet to us at Heyo. I'm monitoring that with what your goal is. Or again, you can do it via the GoToWebinar chat, which is just perfect as well. And so I see people saying, Lisa Spriggs said, I want to get likes. Joseph said emails. Joyce said engagement. And Anne, let me ask you, what is your goal for the Facebook contest you're trying to run?
Capture emails so that I can, yeah.
Perfect. Let's roll with capture emails, okay? So remember, okay, as you're considering the entry method, getting a like or a comment, right, to enter is less friction to enter the contest, which means you'll get more engagement. However, you'll capture less meaningful data. So if your goal is to get more engagement, a like and a comment might be great. If your goal is to build an email list that you own, that you can use for remarketing opportunities, which is what it sounds like Anne wants to do, you'll have less conversions, but it obviously means more. So let's set up the entry method in the Heyo dashboard right now. Okay, and I see Jacqueline Malloy is following along on Twitter as well, and we'll have Alex or Wes on Twitter help you out, Jacqueline. But the entry method for this particular contest, as you can see down here, is email. All right, it's email. And what we'll do is we've actually already set this up for you. Here's the cool thing. I imagine a lot of you guys might use something like Aweber or MailChimp or things like that. When people put their email in here, we'll build a CSV for you that you can download at any time and then upload those links or those emails right in to MailChimp, okay, Aweber, or any of the email marketing providers that you guys use. So guess what? We don't need to do anything there in our editor. So just keep it up just like this, and now focus back on my webinar screen. So the third thing that's extremely important when it comes to leveraging and running a successful Facebook contest is social proof. Okay, it's social proof. And I want to say hi to Jennifer Plant, who just tweeted to us at Heyo. She's an indie film producer building an email list. So it's good to have you. So let's talk about social proof in a contest. You know, seeing other people act increases empathy, trust, and your conversion rate. Okay? Empathy, trust, and your conversion rate. People, and again, for all the nonprofits listening, okay, like Meg Brennan, people like working to accomplish something. It becomes a movement, all right? So the template that we're using right now, I'm going to show you how we leverage social proof. All right. Do you guys all see here on my screen where it says entries needed to unlock deal? Does everybody see that? Right here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do here, Anne, is we're going to basically say, and I'll show you how to do this in a second. I'm going to put text down here that says something like, follow the steps on the right in order to get 50% off your next latte at Next Door Bake Shop. Okay, and we'll talk more about this text in a second because you can fully customize it. And this campaign, and we'll talk more about the timer and how it creates urgency here in a second, but I'll make that countdown date. We'll put that in March. Okay. And then the entries needed to unlock deal. Now look, Next Door Bake Shop, we're a small town, right? So, my total customer base is potentially, 200 people come through my bake shop each, like every month. So this doesn't need to be huge. I'm going to make this 20. Now, if you're working with a larger fan base that maybe sells e-commerce products or something, maybe you want to make this 500 or more, but you decide and we'll automatically update that number here and click Save Changes. So when you talk about social proof, what we're going to do here is let's say that, well, actually, let me bump this up to 70, okay? So we'll say 70, and it says entries needed to unlock deal 70. People enter by putting in their email. So if you put your email in here, it'll say current entries, it'll add one and go up to 56. So anyone that then enters then is incentivized to share it with their friends in order to get up to 70 to quote unquote unlock the deal. All right. So the social proof in this template is, wow, 55 other people have already entered. Let's band together, work together, market this thing, and unlock the deal. Does that make sense how it works?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, does that make sense, Anne?
Yeah, it certainly does.
Okay, good. Guys, what about everyone else listening? I've got Anne unmuted, but there's over 100 folks listening and joining us live. Just yes or no, does that make sense? Are you with me? Calvin said yes. Richard Pope said yes. Okay, Charlotte and Eric and everyone else is saying yes. Great. Great, great, great. Good. People are saying yes. That's fantastic. So go in here and update this with the number that you put in. All right, Anne? So again, I'll use 75 and click Save Changes. So that's the social proof aspect of this. Let's go back into the fourth critical thing to running a successful Facebook campaign, and that's scarcity. All right, that's scarcity. Now, let me tell you guys why this is important because everyone always overlooks it. Make sure you're looking at my screen right now, okay? So, Anne, I'm going to act like the average Facebook user, all right? So you see my screen here, all right? See how I'm having all these messages come in and I see all these distractions everywhere and all these links I could click. And my point is, do you see how difficult it would be in this screen to get my attention?
Yeah.
You have to create some kind of urgency in your campaign in order to help people stay focused on your campaign and take action. All right. So, and I'll show you what I mean by this. Now I'm going to skip ahead a second. All right, I'll come back to this, but so no need to don't skip ahead with me right now. I'm just doing this as an example, and I'm going to view this campaign as if it's published live on Facebook. So let's say this is your business, Jacqueline Malloy, or Apartment Finder, or Torque, right? You see here, I'm getting distracted by all this stuff up here. If you don't create urgency in your campaign, you're going to lose your customers because their friend's they're going to get a friend request. Someone's going to message them and they're going to go somewhere else. So you have to create urgency using some kind of scarcity tactic, okay? And the way that we're going to do that in this template is via the countdown. So the countdown, Anne, it'll drive urgency and encourages the fan to take action now, which will then increase your conversion rate and results.
I have a question.
Hit me, Anne.
The number of days you had, like 65 or something like that, does that discourage people from signing up now because they think they have lots of time? Should you have a contest that's shorter in duration?
That's a great question. And it's also the reason that we have a lot of people launching new contests with Heo almost weekly. So they'll say, on Monday they'll launch it. They'll say you have until Wednesday to enter, and we'll post a winner on Friday.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Absolutely.
Good. And guys, keep those questions coming. Remember, we'll have live Q&A at the end and a bonus if you stay till the end that I think you're really gonna like, focused on how to get 10,000 clicks to your campaign totally free. And I think it'll surprise you, Anne. So stay tuned.
Okay.
Additionally, a great scarcity tactic you can use is setting up a like gate, which will create exclusivity and a tighter sense of community. And what that means is that people can't see that deal until they have liked your Facebook page, which will also obviously help you get likes. So that's the strategy. Let me go in now and show you the how-to, just like we've been doing. So I'm going to go back here to keep editing. And we want to create and end this countdown sometime. So what you do in order to set up your time here is hover over the contest countdown and click it. And then on the right side, select your end date. And just like Ann mentioned, you want this to be tight, okay, short and tight, because you'll get more folks engaging quickly if there's only 8 hours left versus 65 days, right, Ann?
Right.
So I'll then click Save Changes, okay? And now, again, I see some questions coming in about, Nathan, I want to do the like gate as well. How many of you guys, just real quick poll, how many of you guys want to see the like gate real quick? It'll take me about 30 seconds to show it. Should I show how to set that up? Calvin said yes. Monica said yes. Does anyone on Twitter want to see that?
I say yes.
Ann says yes. Well, you know what? Gosh darn it. If Ann said yes, I'm going to do it. Here, here it is. Okay, watch my screen carefully. I'll click Customize in the upper right. And right here where it says Like Gate, I'll toggle that on. Okay, and notice what happens across the top. Now, this is what people that have liked your page will see. If I click the like button right here, this is what people who have not liked your page will see. So I can then go here to add widgets, maybe drag on the text widget, and I'll say something like, click like to get fan exclusive deals and discounts. I can then highlight that text, customize it however I like to match my brand. And I actually want it to be kind of a greenish color. All right. Whoops, not white. Okay. And once you set your color however you want it, all right. Now this is like a light pink. That's not a great color either. Okay. Whoops. Once you get that color set, and you can also change the background color as well, and save changes, you can then drag and drop this anywhere in the design or widen it. And I want to actually center this. Okay. And maybe I'll go into Google and find something real quick, up arrow. And I'll give you guys a real quick tip or tactic, so write this down. And in fact, I'll tweet it out so you guys can have it on Twitter. Iconfinder.com is a great place to use find royalty-free images. Okay, or some of them are not free, some of them are free. I'm going to go in and use, I'm going to click free across the top. I'm going to find an up arrow here that I like. I'll use this one. And again, I just right click, copy image URL, go back into Heyo. I'll use the image widget, drag and drop it on, paste in that URL, click Save Changes, and it doesn't get much simpler than that, does it?
No, I just missed one little thing.
Sure.
How did you get into the light gate to begin, the very beginning?
Right here.
Right there. How did you get that? I don't see that.
Just click it. So this is what
Okay.
people who have liked the page will see.
Oh, okay.
This is
Got it.
what people who have not liked it will see. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. If Anne had questions about that, I'm sure some of you guys might have questions, so don't be bashful. Okay. So you can set this up. Now you can get creative here, right? So someone who maybe is really good at videos like Jennifer Plant or findthedeal.ca or Jacqueline Malloy, you might actually have a YouTube video that you recorded of yourself that might say, click like above in order to get exclusive discounts and deals, right?
If you
From our
want to get
page.
paid more for what you do.
So I'll use Derek Halpern's video here as an example. Get the YouTube widget, drag and drop it on, and I'll paste in the YouTube link and click Save Changes, right? And then I can put that video and resize it anywhere that I want. Pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So that now we've got a light gate set up, all right? So, and again, that's all saved, all right? So let's go into the fifth aspect of this, which of running a successful Facebook contest, which is built-in virality. Okay, built-in virality. Now, a lot of people don't understand what virality means. It's actually extremely complex, and there is a mathematical formula behind it. And if you wait till the end of the webinar, I'll give you all the Excel sheets and the data to explain it. But at a high level, what a viral coefficient is, Anne, is let's say you only have one person who has liked your Facebook page, okay? Or let's say you can only get one person to enter this deal. The thinking is if you can get that one person, if you can incentivize them to invite 100 of their friends, and then you know that the viral coefficient, okay, is 2. So for our purposes, I'm simplifying this, that 2 of their friends then come get engaged, right? So 1 turned into 2, and then if each of their 2 friends do the same thing, 2 turns into 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, and so on. Do you see how that works?
Mm-hmm.
So we've done all of that complicated math and conversion testing for you, and it's actually built in to this campaign. For the group deal campaign, the way that it's built in is that the deal only unlocks once X number of people enter. This will encourage everyone to share the deal. Okay? Now, I know this part can be complicating to some folks, and there's nothing wrong with that. Please ask us questions on Twitter, Facebook, or go to webinar, and we've got folks to answer them for you. But I'm going to stay focused on actually executing this campaign with you guys, and I'll show you how you can build in that virality. So is everybody looking at my screen? Okay. Do you see right here where it says click to share? I'm going to click that. Okay, I'm going to click the click to share. And over here on the right, do you see where it says link to share? I want that link to link back to my Facebook page. So I'll copy the URL of my Facebook page, drop it in here, and now pay very close attention here because some people will miss this, all right? And you'll be out of luck. The share text is the text that will post back to the Facebook profile of anyone that clicks share. So here's what I mean. The share text, when consumers start using and hitting your campaign and they click share, it's the text that you see in the share module that will post back to the individual wall. Okay, and this says it's loading because I don't have any share text put in right now. So I'm going to put share text in. And I'll say, I just entered to win 50% off my next latte at Next Door Bake Shop. Right? This is your chance to brag about your business. This is the message that you're going to have all your fans communicating to their friends, right? So then I'll say, click here to join me. Need 15, well actually we need 20 more, right? Because it's at 55, we need 75. You can kind of make up whatever the last part of that is. We'll save changes, okay? And then again, I'm in a live preview right now, so keep that in mind. When people then click this, okay, they click that share button, what that will do is, again, is it controls, and again, I'm getting an error there because I haven't updated or published this. I'll publish it. Okay, and notice the like it is working great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click like on my own kind of test account here so that this goes away and I see the campaign. And again, I just set up that share text, okay, so that when I click share, what will appear is the message that I just typed in on the right side, okay? And you'll see here, it says the picture URL is not properly formatted. So that's a mistake I actually made when I put in the share URL, and I'll show you how to make sure you don't make that same mistake. Right here where it says HTTPS, you don't want to do that. Just put in, I'm going to just put in facebook.com/heyo, okay? All right. So keep that in mind. Make sure you get that share text accurate, right? And I'm going to now go back and keep editing. So that's the built-in virality piece of it. Now, once you've got that part built in, okay, and you go back and you click this text and put the text in there that you want, you've got a full-fledged campaign ready to launch. So I'll click Save Changes. I'll click Save and Preview, okay? Now follow this carefully. If you miss this, you'll miss out on making sure this campaign is successful for your brand, okay? So I'm in the preview step, and if I want to go back to edit, I can click keep editing, but in the preview step, I want to now name this campaign. Okay, so I'll say 50% off, and the campaign name is what will show up right here. So this campaign name is John's Icon Giveaway, right? Or what I just named this one was 50% off. And then you'll see a Facebook Connect here. I'll say pick Facebook page. So you'll want to click that. I'll let you guys do that. And Ann, again, tell me if I'm moving too fast, okay? So we'll click that. Connect to Facebook, click allow, and then pick the fan page that you'd like to install to, okay? And am I good speed-wise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll click Heyo testing account, and then I can choose this app thumbnail if I want. For now, I'm gonna leave it just like this, okay? And here is one thing that I wanna show you guys that I think Sarah McCunn and Lisa Spriggs, all you guys that are listening, this is gonna bump you right off your seat, all right? When you publish this, or you see over here on the right side where it says preview, okay, next to mobile, a lot of people, they launch these campaigns on Facebook, but they don't realize that 40 or 50% of the traffic that's looking at your Facebook page is from a mobile device. So if you don't launch this campaign with a mobile version and a smart URL, guys, you're out of luck. The campaign's not going to perform. But watch this, and I'm going to be quiet and just let you watch this. Watch where I'm about to click on my screen. This is like magic. So what you see here is we've automatically built a mobile version of this campaign for you, which is just amazing. So you don't have to spend time, paying people to build both the Facebook one and the mobile app, or working with designers and developers. You build it once and we make it for you on mobile and on Facebook. And when you click publish, which I want all of you guys to do now, so click publish. And again, for all of you guys, I told you at the beginning of the webinar, anyone that took action with me, we've got 3 bonuses for you, okay? And the way you're going to get those bonuses is by copying this link right here, okay? I'm going to go back to my slides right now. You'll copy that link right here, all right? And tweet us your campaign link, okay? Or if you don't have Twitter, put it on Facebook. It has to be on Twitter or Facebook, okay? And what we'll do is we'll give you guys those bonuses because you took action and launched your campaign with us. Those bonuses are bonuses you really, really don't want to miss. They've got some great data in them that you won't find publicly. Additionally, for those of you that either tweet out your campaign link, which can be found right here when you click publish, or for those of you that posted on Facebook, I'm going to choose one of you guys right now actually to use as a live demonstration as we go into the 2 ways that you can promote your campaigns. So I'll give you guys all a second to either go to post it to our Twitter feed, okay, which is right here using @Heyo, okay, with hashtag FB contest. So you can tweet it to us, or you can go to heyo.com/comment. Whoops, too many M's. Comment, right? And post the link right here. And I can see all of you guys engaging here, which is great. So I see Ann Pelgrim's posted her link. I see Morgan Bibbs posted her link. I'll give you guys about 35 seconds to post your links, and then I'll pick one of you guys to use as a winner. Again, either post it to Twitter or to Facebook. And I see Drew Weems posted hers. So I'll give you guys all a second, about 30 seconds to do that. And I see some of you guys that are already current customers going, we've already published. Do we still get the bonuses? Yeah, guys, if you're already a Heyo customer, man, thank you so much for supporting us. We'll get you the bonuses. No need to worry about that. All right, so I see Antonell, looks like he posted his link here. Drew Weems posted hers. Jennifer, if you already have a Heyo account, you can log in. You should still be able to publish a campaign. And let me refresh over here on Facebook, and then I'll pick one of you guys to use here as a live demonstration as we talk about how to now promote these campaigns. We'll let Facebook refresh. There we go. Perfect. And guys, while I am searching for a winner, let me actually ask you guys, because I can see some of you guys saying it right now in the comments. I just put a poll up on the screen. How many of you guys had already taken advantage of a Heyo free trial? So when the webinar started, how many of you guys had already heard of Heyo and you already had a trial? And while you guys answer that poll, I'm going to go in here and pick someone to use as a live demonstration. All right, this is really great. So I'm gonna make sure you guys can see my screen here. Oh, okay, so it looks like the poll closed. So 30% said yes. Actually, I'll close the poll now. If you haven't answered, go ahead and answer it. I'm gonna close it here in about 5 seconds. 3, 2, and there's the result, so you guys can all see it. Okay, good, so that helped me get some perspective. 67% of you said, no, I hadn't heard of Heyo and I didn't sign up for a free trial. Hopefully you did on this webinar and you were able to execute a campaign. If you do sign up for a trial and publish a campaign today, again, you'll get those bonuses. So make sure you do that. All right, focusing back on my screen, I picked someone to feature here, and I picked, let me see, her name, let's see, it was Morgan Bibbs. So Morgan is with the University of Arkansas, which I think is great. We've got a university on here. And I'm going to actually go see quickly if I can unmute Morgan. Morgan, you're unmuted. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Hey, so are you enjoying the webinar so far? Are you learning from it?
I am. I'm learning a lot. It's been great.
Great. So it looks like you were able to publish, and here is your campaign. So check this out, guys. This is great. She's it looks like you're managing the University of Arkansas fan page, and you've launched the app. Let's see. What did you name it?
Just new campaign, I think.
Okay, let me go back here.
Not sure where it is.
There we go. So you want to make sure, Morgan, in the editor, that right up here, you name it something outside of new campaign.
Okay.
Okay. And then so one other thing you want to take a look at, all right, is the text under. So right down here, it looks like you left it. You left the template text that we had in there. You left that there. Be sure to customize that text so it's relevant to the campaign that you're doing. Okay.
All right.
All right, great. So let me ask any. I'm gonna now take that link, okay, that you provided to me, Morgan, and we're gonna go into the last two pieces of this before we get into live Q&A and before we get into the bonus and talk about promoting these things. So you've launched a great campaign, but how do you get traffic to it, right? How do you start seeing, or how do you start getting folks really to enter and engage? Okay. So right here, we're going to go over this first strategy. So Facebook updated, Morgan, their promotions guidelines earlier around August 27th of last year. And they allow you to actually run contests and campaigns directly via a status update. Now, where a lot of people are getting burned with this is that they're not putting in the legal disclaimer, and Facebook ends up coming after you or potentially shutting down your Facebook page. So what you want to do to promote is leverage a contest, but be sure that you include the official contest rules and requirements, including a complete release. The promotion is in no way sponsored, endorsed, or associated with Facebook. So you guys can take a screenshot of my screen right now. This text right here, that's the legal text you want to include in that Facebook status update, Morgan, to ensure that the University of Arkansas fan page doesn't get taken down or anything like that. Okay.
It's good to know.
Yeah, that's an important little fine print, right?
Right.
So make sure you have that, and you want to then leverage a status update that says something like, okay, now for your campaign, let me refresh here. For your campaign, Morgan, what were you giving away?
We're going to give away $5 of Razor Bucks. It's money that you can use on campus using the student ID cards.
Perfect. So you'll want to put in the status update, click here for your chance to win $5 in free Razor Bucks, and then put the disclaimer and put the link in to your campaign. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So you'll want to publish that at about once every other day while your campaign is live. Alrighty?
Okay.
Cool. So that's strategy number one. Strategy number two, and I'll mute Morgan. Strategy number two is promoting to the other outlets you have, okay, your other audience outlets. So link to in the status update that we just described, okay, and if you have a budget to work with, you can promote your posts, okay, but you don't have to. Now, hint, make sure that you use the smart URL in the status update. The smart URL that I'm referring to is when you click in Heyo, when you click publish, this right here is the smart URL, right? The reason it's smart is because if someone clicks that link from a desktop, they'll see the Facebook version of your campaign. If they click that link from a mobile device, Morgan, they'll see the mobile version of your campaign, but it's still just one link. So you want to make sure that you get that set up the right way so you don't miss out on your potential audience. And you guys will have to forgive me for the internet problems we're having here. I'll go back into this campaign and publish it. Here we go. There's a smart URL. Okay. So that's the smart URL that you want to post in the status update. All right. Perfect. Now that is also the URL that you want to use as you go and post this to, say, Twitter, Pinterest. So Morgan, you could put a pin and image of a razor dollar. Okay, I think that's what you called it, a razorback dollar. You can obviously share this on Facebook. You can put this on Google Plus or any other LinkedIn, any other outlets that potential entrants to your campaign would be hanging out on. And lastly, if you already have an email list, even if you only have 2 or 3 people on it, be sure that you use that as well, okay, to promote the campaign. Remember, we've built some of the viral components into the campaign. So if you can do the work to get just 1 or 2 people to view the campaign, if they then engage in the campaign, ideally they become a marketing force for you. All right? They become a marketing force for you. So with that being said, guys, when we summarize up what we've learned today, we talked about the 5 things your Facebook contest must have in order to strategically attract your ideal fans. We talked and actually executed just like Morgan did and launched a campaign in under 30 minutes without having to hire a developer or pay a designer. And lastly, we talked about 2 easy ways that you can use to promote your campaign that really works for any industry. Now, you'll want to stay on the webinar because we're going to have a live Q&A session, and I have a great bonus here in a second for all of you guys that are still with us. Before I do that, would you guys please tell me real quick, either by tweeting to us at Heyo or by commenting on Facebook, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the best, did you learn something from this webinar that you feel like you can use right now? On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being best. Tweet to us at Heyo or post at heyo.com/comment on a scale of 0 to 10. Once you guys do that, I'll share this bonus with you that you're really going to like related to getting 10,000 clicks to your campaign, and we'll go into the live Q&A. So I'll give you a second again to answer the question. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the best, did you learn something and did you find this webinar valuable? Tweet to us at Heyo or post to us on Facebook at heyo.com/comment. And I'll give you guys all a second to do that. All right, guys, great. It looks like we got some good feedback here on Facebook. And I'm going to refresh Twitter here real quick. So it looks like Jennifer said, the webinar today was great. Eric said, browser capability issues made it hard to keep up. Eric, I'm so sorry about that. I'll tell you what. Eric, email me directly at nathan@heyo.com, okay? And I'll personally help you through any of those browser compatibility issues to make sure you still get a ton of value. Okay, that's nathan@heyo.com. Kelly said a 9. Wayne said 10 for value. Looking forward to trying it out. Awesome, Wayne. Drew said 10. Aaron said, I learned a lot from this webinar. 10. And Antonelle said 10. Great. Lots of good feedback here, guys. Thank you so much for that feedback. Great. And on Facebook, let's see what folks were saying. 9, 10. Drew said, I love the smart URL. Ali said 10. Morgan said 10. Let's see. Evan Kennedy said 0. Hey, Evan, if there is something that we can do to get that 0 up to 10, I want to know about it. All right. I just gave my email out, so please email me so we can figure out how to get that 0 to a 10, okay? All right. Good. Okay. Let's talk about the last 2 things here, guys. We're going to do Q&A, and I've got a great bonus for you guys. So here is the bonus. And I don't even have to say anything. You can just look at the screen and actually see this. All right, so we've got an amazing example of someone that several weeks ago used the referral campaign to get $0 cost per click traffic to their Facebook page. They got over 10,000 clicks, over 170,000 impressions. Okay, so people viewing it, but not necessarily clicking. And they got a ton of additional engagement. So we're going to go over that. All right, we're going to go over that at heyo.com/next webinar. All right, and what I'm going to focus on that webinar, it'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, is how to drive $0 cost per click traffic, okay, to your fan page using the viral coefficient. I'm going to tell you and it really is an unexpected story of how Cindy Ratzlaff, she's an author from Pennsylvania who's a Heyo customer that we love. I'm going to tell you how she drove 10,000 views to her Facebook page without spending $1 on advertising. And I'll show you how to launch your own referral campaign, just like Cindy, without having to hire a developer or spend money on designers. And I'll give you a hint, okay? Agencies love this kind of stuff because they turn around and sell it to their own clients for a lot of money. So we haven't released this to the public yet. I wanted you guys to be able to register first to claim your seats before it fills up. So head to heyo.com/next webinar to grab your spot on that webinar, and we'll focus on how to drive 10,000 clicks with the referral campaign. So while you do that, I'll also open up all the lines for questions, okay? So here's the information on my screen about how to ask a question. You can tweet us or post on Facebook and we'll answer. Our Twitter handle is @Heyo, and you can use hashtag FBContest, or you can go to heyo.com/comment to ask your question. Now, I talked to Drew at the beginning, all right? Now, Drew's a tough lady. She sits on a lot of webinars. She knows a lot of tools. So I'm going to see what her feedback was here. I'm going to unmute her. Hey, Drew, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. So give me the lowdown. What did you think about the webinar, and what did you think about the software?
Well, as always, I can hear myself talking.
Do you have headphones, Drew?
Pardon me?
Do you have headphones you can put in? Then you won't have an echo.
Yeah, I do have a headphone on.
You plug that in real quick, and I'm going to go talk to Divinity, and then I'll come back to you, okay? All right, so let me unmute Divinity, who we talked to at the beginning. Divinity, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
Pretty good. I'm still trying to struggle with the platform right now. My computer crashed, so I went back in, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get back and forth between. Because I just re-uploaded the image, and I'm trying to get back to the widget side, so I'm having troubles with it, and I've been posting comments in the GoToWebinar.
Sure, Divinity, let me show you how to do that right now. So it's
because after I upload the image and stuff, it doesn't let me go anywhere else.
It looks like, if you look at my screen, it looks like you've uploaded the image, just like.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I got.
And you need to click Save Changes.
I don't have that.
I promise you, you do. It's on the bottom right. Look at where my mouse is on my screen.
Yes.
This is where it would be.
And I don't have that on my screen.
What do you see across the top? Does it say editor and main image?
No, I got logo image.
Okay, so you see this.
No.
You just said logo image. What do you see across the top of your screen?
Well, I just clicked on, where you have the coffee right now, that's where I've uploaded my image, and all it says main image, the image, I guess that's where the document information, and then upload. Okay. It says recommend sized, and that's it.
Got it.
So I'm kind of stuck there.
If you hover over this side of your screen and you don't see these buttons, start scrolling down. Just hover over this side of your screen and scroll down. And do those images scroll up from the bottom?
Yep.
So there they are. So click Save Changes.
I don't have it.
Okay, you just said yep, so I'm just listening to what you're telling me.
I know, yes, I was playing yes to do that, and no, I don't have any buttons at the bottom after I scroll down.
Okay, what I'd like you to do is, my gut tells me it's probably a resolution problem, but that's super easy for us to fix. So, Divine, I'm actually going to give you a number right now.
Sure.
And if you call it, Wes will pick up, and he can walk you through it. Are you ready?
Okay, far away.
1-800.
Okay.
884
884.
8640.
Okay.
All right, and he'll help you out, I promise.
Awesome.
Okay,
Thanks.
welcome. Yep. All right, very good. And let me talk to Drew, and then I'm going to go on Twitter and see what kinds of questions we've got coming in. So, so Drew, yeah, give me some feedback. What do you think about the content, and what do you think about the software?
I always love the content. What I've noticed this time when you were showing the webinar, I still hear myself talking. It's confusing me. What is causing that?
Most likely, Drew, it's an echo just on your side. I've muted myself, so you go ahead and give feedback, and I'll mute you on my end so you don't hear an echo.
Okay. Anyway, what I really loved is the entries, the ones that to unlock the deal. I really like that, and I like the fact that I can create urgency and make the days shorter for the contests.
So you like the fact you have complete control over those kind of contest entry pieces right here, which again, a lot of people really love that as well because you have full control. And one thing I'll share with you guys, we only used one of those campaigns, but one of these templates over here, we've got referral templates, contest templates, right? This contest template actually allows you to require people, or you can basically say enter your email, click like, tweet, and share for your chance to win, right? So there's not a group deal, but it's a different kind of campaign. We've got all those options over here. And we also have industry templates. So if you're in e-commerce, okay, we've got an e-commerce template. If you're a restaurant, we've got restaurant templates. Or maybe you just want to work with a default template, okay, where we've just kind of wireframed it, and you can then go in and customize all this yourself. So if I was to select this, I could then go in and put an image in here if I wanted, right? Just like that. Whoops, I actually need a real image. Okay. And all these, just so you guys get familiar, the way the platform works, it's all drag and drop, right? So you can delete this if you want. You can move it, you can resize it. You really have full creative control. So let's say I want to use this image. I'll right click, copy link address, go back here, put in the link, and click Save Changes. And that image, okay, that image will appear. Now I copied the wrong link. Whoops. That image will show up there in the template. And you can do the same thing when it comes to the countdown timer, right, which we've already discussed. And it starts with the days and hours, minutes, and seconds. You can go in and edit the headline, images, or any of these other widgets on the right side. You can just drag and drop on. All right. So you really do, Drew, have great flexibility. So thanks for pointing that out, and I'm glad that you see some of that flexibility there as well. Let's see. Antonio said, I've seen big companies running lousy webinars. You guys rock. Learn so much from the way you run. Social at its best. Antonel, thanks so much, my friend. All right, YouFood said, are you offering 50% off lattes to everyone who enters or picking one person out of everyone? YouFood, that's a great question. And actually, you can decide that for yourself by controlling, the text. Okay, let me get back to the template. You can actually articulate that yourself by controlling the text down here. Okay, so you could say, everyone who enters will win 50% off. Or you could say, when the countdown ends, we'll pick a single winner. So you have full control over that. That's a great question. All right, I said I'd look on Facebook for questions as well. Let me refresh. Okay, it looks like Alex is actually getting to a lot of your guys' questions here, which is great. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom and see if there's any more here. Okay, good. It looks like Alex has the Facebook stuff taken care of. Let me go to recent activity just to make sure. Great. Hunter said I signed up. Looking forward to this. Great. Evan, yeah, so you said this was a 0 because it went too fast. You'll get the replay. So hopefully that'll move you up to a 10, which should be good. Same thing to Colette. You'll get the replay. Great. Let me really quickly open up the GoToWebinar questions here to see what you guys are asking. Okay. Lori said, will there be a replay? Yes, guys, we'll send out a replay. Lisa Sprigg says, how do you get to save and publish? Lisa, you should see save and publish, okay, down here in the bottom right as you're building. It's right here. It'll say save and preview. When you click that, you then see keep editing and publish. All right, so you can either go back to keep editing, or you can publish it to push it out live. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. Well, guys, I don't see any other questions coming in, which is great. So I want to thank you all. I really appreciate you guys for joining me. My name is Nathan Latka, head of HEYO here. And if you guys have any questions or feedback, feel free to reach out with us. And I love ending these webinars with a bunch of energy. Hopefully you learned something. So on the count of 3, everyone's unmuted. I want all of us to go, hey-o, on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey-o! Sweet. Guys, I'm Nathan Latka, CEO and co-founder here at HEYO, and I'll see you on the other side. Happy contest building. Take care, and bye-bye.